So you want to buy a new house or you want to move, okay? But every time you hear something about the real estate market, it's always negative. Well, right now, I'm going to give you 3 reasons on why you should buy a house right now in this market. Hey, I'm Russell Carter from growth.realty.com, and I help people in the Oklahoma City metro area buy homes. Not only do I have a lot of local buyers, but I also have a lot of out-of-state buyers thanks to this fantastic YouTube channel. So make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Number 1, home prices are down. I don't know about you, but I'd rather buy a house at $380,000 versus buying a house at $400,000. But you're probably thinking to yourself like, but Russell, what about the interest rates? And let's break down some numbers. If you bought a year ago or 2 years ago when rates were better, then your payment would be around $250 less, okay? So right now you're thinking to yourself like, Russell, you're really not selling me on this idea of buying a house right now. Here's the deal. The house you buy right now, if you're getting it for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 less, has $20,000 more equity than the neighbor. Not only that, that person who bought their house at $400,000 is kind of upside down. So in 2 to 3 years, if the market doesn't fully rebound for them, they can end up selling their house for $395,000. You know, versus if you sold your house in a few years for $395,000, you make $15,000. Plus, you can always refinance later. Okay, so if rates go down in, let's say, 2 years, you can always refinance to a better rate. That means you're going to have a similar rate than your neighbor does, and you're also going to have more equity in your property. Number 2, concessions. When the market was hot just last summer, no one was getting any type of concessions. Okay? People were coming out of pocket 100% to pay for all their closing costs. All right? They weren't getting any upgrades. They weren't getting any closing costs. They weren't getting nada, zilch, nothing. Why? Because sellers and builders didn't have to. Right now, that's changed. I just had a builder offer one of my clients who's trying to move from Texas, they offered them $30,000 in concessions. That's $30,000 they could use to closing costs. That's $30,000 they could use towards buying down their loan. They're offering them $30,000 worth of concessions to move to Oklahoma City. And think of it this way. Even if you're paying $250 more for that $400,000 house, okay? The person who bought last year or a couple years ago, again, they didn't get anything for closing costs. They had to come out of pocket that $10,000, that $12,000 for their closing costs. If you're going to get a seller or a builder right now to pay those closing costs, that means for out-of-pocket expenses for the first 4 years that you have that house, it's going to be similar to the person that bought a couple of years ago. Your payment is going to be higher, but you saved $10,000 to $12,000 up front on your closing cost. So out-of-pocket expenses for the first 3 to 4 years, they're going to be about the same. And within that time frame, you might be able to refinance. And again, you're refinancing a cheaper house. And number 3, competition. Look, we all heard stories a couple of years ago where people were getting 30, 40, 50 offers for their house. Look, that's not the case anymore. All right, the market has cooled down significantly. And the main reason why the market has cooled down significantly is interest rates. Okay, people are afraid to buy right now. And if you're one of those people that are waiting for interest rates to go down, you could be playing a very dangerous game, in my opinion. Okay, because when rates go down, a lot of people are going to be wanting to buy. We just saw it in January. For a brief moment in January and February, interest rates dipped below 6%. Builders pulled their concessions, home prices shot back up. That's how fast builders and sellers are going to react when interest rates go back down. So if you want to take advantage of the concessions, if you want to take advantage of home prices, now is a good time. So in conclusion, right now is a great time to buy as long as you can afford the payments and you can see the value in it, okay? And here's the truth about home buying, all right? There's never a magical time to buy a house. It just isn't, okay? Because a lot of those people who bought a couple of years ago when the rates were down, they're possibly upside down in their houses right now. If they wanted to sell, some of them would be taking a loss, okay? Right now, you can buy a house for a little bit cheaper than what they paid for it, and that means you're gonna walk in with instant equity. Again, home buying isn't about the right now always. Sometimes you gotta be thinking about the future, okay? A home is an investment. Look, if you wanna buy a house here in the Oklahoma City metro area, make sure you log onto my website, realdadrealty.com, or again, make sure you give me a call or shoot me a text. I'll see you on the next video.